Follow your passion is an advice for idiots. And I'm not saying it to offend anyone. I was that idiot. Basically, my story is I was working in a well-paid job. I graduated from computer science on a university in Poland, and after that I started to work as a computer programmer, but I hated this job. I figured, and it was on my mind every fucking day, that when I will find this one thing, when I will find my passion, when I will find something that I'm passionate about, this suffering will go away, will vanish, and my life will be just all fine and everything will work out. At one moment I was so fucking tired and sick and tired of it that I thought myself, okay, fuck it. I will just find another job. It was so fucking dumb, man. I did the Hollywood scenario. I left this job. I started to work because, of course, after some time I didn't have money as a receptionist in Krakow. And after that, I realized, fuck, I still don't have that much money. I think I have to move to another city, as Krakow is not that cheap. But passion will solve all of my life problems. Ja pierdolę. I moved to Ciechanów, to a smaller city, where my family was living, and I found a job there. And I started my passion project, and I started creating videos, but nobody was watching them. It was like 300 people at most in my videos. I was just grinding and hustling and working 3 shifts job. After I got back from my work, I was creating YouTube videos, and I did this for like a year and a half, and I was so fucking exhausted, and I figured, okay, I have to sell my soul and get back to a more comfortable, better paid job that will give me some kind of relief, stability, comfort, circumstances that can get me to where I want to be. And this is where I started to think about how this passion thing really works and what to do to get your passion to be your job. And I started to look around for answers. The book that I found was So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport, which I highly recommend. He says about the real process and real things that you have to manage if you want your work to become something you really love to do. He debunks the passion myth in this book, which I believed in. So the passion myth goes like that: do what you're passionate about and you will not work a day of your life. It doesn't work like that. I was working my ass off and I was grinding and I was killing myself and I felt miserable, but I was doing something I was passionate about. So why doesn't it work? There are a couple of things that you have to do in order to really love, really enjoy the thing that you do, and after that you will become passionate and you will start to love what you are doing. First of all, your skill set, your career capital, because as I said, when I was doing these videos for like 300 people and they were shitty videos because I couldn't do good videos, I saw this video, I knew this is a piece of shit. Nobody wants to watch it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do shitty job in the beginning, or you shouldn't improve yourself to create better and better things. The thing that really creates passion is your skill set, is your career capital, because when you become good at something, when you become like really skillful at it, then and only then it becomes your passion, because you actually like doing it, because you see good result and people see good result and give you props. And how you can get good at something? To get good at something you need a lot of deliberate practice. What does it mean? Deliberate practice is, unlike the regular practice, something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. So you have to push yourself out of known territory into the unknown territory, outside of your comfort zone, into the new grounds, into the new world. Let's call it that way. You have to try something new, you have to try something that you don't really know how will work out, and only this way you will get better and better at what you are doing. And it doesn't really sound like a passionate Hollywood story, does it? Because it's hard to do hard things, to do uncomfortable things, to do the things outside of your comfort zone. You will hate it sometimes, but this is the only way that you can learn and to become better at something. to gain skill. And without skill, as we talked before, you cannot be passionate about what you do. And to get back to my example, I did this. I created a ton of Polish language videos. I learned a lot, and in every video I tried something new. I tried new approach. I was going outside of my comfort zone to try out what will work and what doesn't work. Another really important thing is to connect your passion with your lifestyle. If you will not do this, you can get all of the points right, but you will still not like what you are doing. Let me give you another example. I knew that I want to do a job connected to working on a computer. I knew that I want something that will be lucrative in the future. I knew that I want something that will allow me to create freedom in my life, so I'll be able to travel and something like that. The answer to this three was computer science, programming. So I finished that kind of university. But the one thing that I didn't consider was that with this job, I have to be really good with programming and really passionate about it, in a sense that this have to be something that really interests me, that is on my mind all the time, that I want to read about, that I want to research, etc. And this was one thing that wasn't connected to my ideal lifestyle. I want all of the things that this can give me, but I'm not really interested in doing that. Another thing that you have to consider is to try to connect it with your values. For example, you are doing what you love for a living, and you are working in a job when you're working, like, for example, in a cubicle, and there's a boss of yours, and you are doing whatever he says you have to do. You will be miserable if one of your biggest values is freedom. Everything is great. You are working the job that you are passionate about. You are doing something that you love, but you lack freedom. Then you will not love what you do, as you will be miserable working in a cubicle. Another thing that you have to figure out if you want your job, your work, to become something you're passionate about, is that there's have to be a demand on it, on the market. Because if you will do something every day of your life and you are like passionate about it, and you will like you're passionate about painting tigers, so you figure out you will paint a different tiger every day, and you are like the best at it. Nobody paints tigers as good as you do, but there's no market. Nobody wants to buy it. Who needs so fucking many tigers? You will create something the best in the fucking world, but nobody wants to look at it, and nobody wants to pay for it, and nobody gives a shit. It will make you miserable because of it. And of course, the last thing about this passion myth is whatever you will do, in the end, no matter how passionate you are about it, will become your work, your job, and it will not be so great as it was in the beginning, and you will not enjoy it as much as you did in the beginning. In the beginning, I was creating a lot of videos, and there was like a hunch of inspiration, and I just started, and I felt fire, and I was so fucking joyful that I can create this video and edit it, and I was just sitting laughing, and it was a very happy experience for me. But after some time, as we were talking in a first point, you need to be good at it, and to achieve all of these things you have to do this work in a disciplined manner. When you want to do this, if you have a good day, if you are inspired, but also in the days when you feel like shit, you don't want to wake up early and do the work, because if you will just do this work when you are inspired, all of the circumstances are great, then you will not become good at it, because you need deliberate practice to become good at it. And if you will not be good at it, you will not be happy with your results, and you will not be passionate about it. Your passion will also become your work, because what's the definition of work? It's doing something if you don't really want to do this and just creating the results. Now you may ask, so why the fuck would I want to follow my passion? Is this just a myth? What do I do from there? The answer to this is as follows. When there's a job and there's a passion, the passion is something that you chose for yourself, that you want to do, and that you prefer doing no matter what. The only difference is that you are the one that is choosing what you want to do. You still have to do the disciplined work, a lot of work that you don't want to do, like paperwork, like management stuff, like analyzing, like strategizing, getting technical skills. But in the scenario where you are following your passion, you are the one that chooses what you will do. And this is the only difference: freedom. And that you are the one that chose this. And you are the master of your destiny. That's all for Passion Myth. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in a comment section, and see you in the next video. See ya.